Well, hello there, Mazske peeps, and I do thank you for all new subscribers. I do appreciate it. Yeah, and remember, dream big, but start small. That's the best way to do it. But dream big, because how are you going to succeed and be super successful if you don't dream big? Anyway, that being said, today's Thursday, June the 22nd, year 2023. And as always, I'm not a financial advisor. My hair is kind of a mess, but I've been outside. But anyway, not a financial advisor, not a CPA, not an attorney, not a doctor, not a nutritionist, nothing at all. I'm just Mazske. So anyway, what do I mean by dream big, but start small? I'll explain in just a moment, because I was going to let you know, I just talked to a buddy of mine, yesterday, day before. What's today, Thursday, Wednesday? It's probably yesterday, I think. Yeah, yesterday. I think it was. But anyway, shout out Jason. We've known each other a long time. We first met probably late 1998, 1999. So we haven't talked in quite a while, it seems like. So we had a nice conversation the other day. He actually used to work with me in law enforcement, and he's a business owner now. And he got me thinking about this business. So I was looking around just online. There's places you can look, learning more about that business. And it's like a lot of businesses, businesses you can make a lot of money. Okay, potentially. You can also fail. The majority of businesses will fail within 5 years. Okay, but you can potentially make a lot of money. You can make some big bucks if you can sell your business in the future. Okay, but with that being said, because this channel is all about investing, could I potentially invest in the type of business he's investing in? Could I perhaps partner up with him sometime? Could I perhaps go out on my own sometime? I'm going to tell you what I found. And I'm going to talk to you about dreaming big, but starting small. So I'm going to tell you what I found in just a moment. So dream big, start small. What do I mean by that? It could be as a business owner. Something I talked with Jason about was he's expanding just a bit. Okay, I'm not going to tell you what his business is just yet, but he's expanding just a bit. I talked about expanding. I think I talked about it with him, and not internationally, not globally. Throughout the United States is a possibility. It could be hard to do though, or internationally, since I may be moving to the country of Panama if I can ever sell my castle here. So anyway, but I got to looking at different of the businesses that are for sale around the country, because they're for sale everywhere. I found some that were priced in the millions, 1.1 million, 2.2 million, whatever it was. I found some priced in the hundreds of thousands, 150,000, or maybe it was 250,000, 450,000, 625,000, and all different prices. Okay. They also, some of them will show their gross revenue. Some of them will show their cash flow. Some of them will show they have employees and how many employees they have. Okay, and I was looking at some of those numbers. Some of the best buys, I'm going to throw out some numbers. Some of the best buys, I'll compare it to real estate. You know how I've talked a lot about real estate on this channel. And I talk about cash on cash yield, cash flow, and it's like if you buy a house for $100,000 and it rents for $1,000 a month, can you positively cash flow $250 or whatever? Okay, and I've mentioned in some of my videos, personally, my yield on my cash flow, it ranges from a low of about 9 or 10%, that was for a cash buy, paying cash for houses, to a high of 40%, 40% cash on cash. That's one of my best deals in real estate, okay? 40%, that's pretty good. In mineral rights, I just had a portfolio of mine last month in May return 25%, 25.08% cash on cash. Based off what I bought it for and the amount of cash it gave me in just 1 month of May, it was a 25% return. Okay, that's pretty good. That means annually that's better than 25% because I get monthly revenue. Okay, so anyway, with some of these businesses, I know with what I'm seeing online may not be accurate. Not that they're lying to me, but I'm not looking at their books. Okay, so it may not be accurate. They may not be telling me everything. Okay, but I am finding some of these businesses for sale in locations that, without me visiting there, seem to be good locations. Okay, but where the sell price and the cash flow are almost the same. Let me give you an example. You buy that rental property for $100,000. If you have positive cash flow of $250 a month, that would be $15,000 a year, plus or minus. Okay, $500,000 a year, $15,000 a year positive cash flow. Did I do it right? 250 times 10 is 20. No, I'm sorry. $3,000 a month. I'm sorry. Trying to do mental math here. $250 a month times 10 is $2,500 plus 2 more months, $3,000 a month. Okay, based on buying for $100,000. I've seen businesses for sale that, let's say they were selling for 100 grand, which they're not, but they're saying their cash flow is, I'm making up a number, $95,000. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? There are businesses like that out there. Okay, not saying I'm going to buy one of these, but it's got my wheels turning. It's got me thinking. So if I did buy one of these or partner up with somebody, again, they are literally all around the United States of America. I could change my plans. I could move to one of these areas. That means I'd pick an area I at least like a little bit. And I could perhaps buy a duplex, triplex, or quadplex and live in one unit, rent the other units out. So I'm living for free, right? I'm house hacking. Then I could share my experience of house hacking if I did that. And I could perhaps buy a business. Now, the downside is I'd have to go work, okay? But I know how to work. I was a business major in college while in the Navy. My GPA was 3.96, almost a 4.0. I got a A minus in one class. Okay, I lowered my GPA. I understood business when I studied it. We're going back 25 plus years ago when I studied it. I did manage a company before. Before I became a law enforcement officer, I was manager of a company for almost a year. It was retail business, okay? I was almost a one-man show. I had a helper. He was like 18, 19 years old. I was 30-ish, 29, 30-ish, okay? I did sales. I did the books. I did installations on the product we were selling. I talked to a lot of people, so on and so on. So anyway, I would have to work and work hard. I'd have to learn the business. If I bought something like this, I'd have to learn it. The missus perhaps would learn it with me. Maybe there'd be two of us working hard. But here's my plan. If I did this, I dream big. I start small. Start small with real estate, one house. In 4 years, I had 25 rental units. Okay? If I bought an existing business like this that was positively cash flowing, it was making money. And maybe it's not making it quite as good as what it says on the internet. Okay, maybe it's not making that good. But maybe to make up numbers, I'm paying $100,000. Maybe I can make $75,000 a year or $50,000 a year. Still pretty good cash flow. But I'm working. But I'm not buying for 100 grand. So I have seen some numbers. I'll throw some numbers out that are sort of close. I've seen numbers like buying a business for $450,000. And the annual cash flow might be $434,000. I think I saw one that good, which is really, 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 really good. Now, is that accurate? I don't know that answer. I got to talk to my buddy Jason to see if he thinks that's accurate. And if I was, between the two of us, maybe we could look at it and figure out, are they fudging numbers a little bit there? Is it in a bad location? Is it, if the building's included, is the building needing $100,000 worth of work because the roof's leaking? When it rains, does it flood? I mean, there's all kinds of things to look at. Is it renting a space? If it's renting, how much longer is the lease? Is there a problem where the landlord has already given notice to want to kick them out at the end of the lease? We'd have to do our due diligence. Not saying I'm going to do this, okay? But I'm an investor. I don't mind working. I've been goofing off for 2+ years here, swimming every day, sitting on my dock. I like that lifestyle, but at the same time, I don't mind working sometimes. Okay, I'm not going to tell you what kind of business it is just yet, but I don't mind working sometimes, but not forever. So my game plan, if I could buy one of these businesses that was positively cash flowing, $400,000. $300,000 positively cash flowing. And I could learn the business. Crash course, learn it. 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. And then once I learn it, I'd evaluate all my employees. Is there somebody there that is my second-hand man or gal? Could they run the entire show? What are they making right now? Do they make $25,000, $30,000 a year? Are they making $40,000 a year? Could I trust them to run the entire show? Could I proceed with leaving the U.S. like I was planning, or maybe I go to a different spot in the U.S. and do this again, and perhaps promoting them to general manager, and they are me, and they're basically running it, but I'm the owner. Could that be done? And I would up their salary. Maybe I'd pay them $100,000, $125,000, $150,000. I'm not greedy. I'll give them a good chunk of my profit if I'm truly making a profit like that. And I find the right person, I would pay them, depends on the area, a very healthy salary. Because I'd want them to answer their phone. I'd want them, if they get a call at 3 o'clock in the morning, the building's been broken into, they go meet the police, they handle it. If there's storm damage, I want them to have the capability to call the insurance company and they handle it. Keep me apprised of what's going on, but I will be a hands-off business owner unless they do not perform up to standards. But I would make spot checks. I would fly there or drive there if I'm in the area, or fly there if I'm outside the area. I may show up unannounced. I may show up when I know they're not at work and the employees don't know me, perhaps, if there's different employees. And I can just roll in and be a customer and just see what happens. Maybe then I follow my own advice and I do it again somewhere else. Or maybe I'd be one of these business owners where within 5 years I'm going out of business. Just don't know, do you? All right. My real estate's still going. That's a business. Don't let anyone tell you that real estate's not work. Real estate is work. Just it's not a 40-hour-a-week job type work, but it is work. All right. So I don't mind diversity. I don't mind getting a totally different kind of business. Just like I have investments in oil and mineral rights. I have some investments in stocks, not a lot, just a tiny bit. And I have real estate. I like diversity. That's just me. I'm not saying it's the right thing for you. Michael Zuber will say, stay in your lane, stay focused. Stay focused. Good advice for a lot of people. If you don't know me, I bounce around. I've lived in Maryland where I grew up. I've lived in Virginia. I've lived in the state of Maine. I lived in Illinois for a year. I spent 3 months in Colorado. I lived in the country of Panama for 2.5 years. I lived in Puerto Rico for 3 years. I've now been in Florida for a little over 2 years. I have owned real estate in 4 different states: Alabama, Virginia, Indiana, and Illinois. I currently own real estate in 3 different states. I was in Texas last month. I like Texas. I'm headed to Chicago and Indiana soon. I like it up there, but it's too cold for me. They got cold winters. Okay. I've been to California last year. I like it there. I've been to Panama twice in the past year. I like that country. Okay. I want to go to more other places. So with that being said, what do you think? Let me know below in the comments. What do you think Mazske should do? So with that being said, I may get Jason on here one day. He could be my guest talking about his business. We shall see. So that being said, have a great day. Let me know if you got any questions. Mazske is signing out.